with nothing. No money, no connections, no safety net. But he had one thing most people don't, a decision. A decision that he would never stay poor. And that decision changed everything. In a small dusty village, there lived a boy named Arjun. His house was not really a house. Just a tiny room made of old bricks and a broken tin roof. When it rained, water came inside. When it was summer, the heat felt like fire. Arjun's father worked as a daily laborer. Some days he got work. Some days he didn't. His mother washed dishes in other people's homes, leaving before sunrise and returning after sunset. Money was always short. Food sometimes short. But dreams were never allowed. From a young age, Arjun understood something painful. Being poor was not just about money. It was about how people looked at you. At school, other children laughed at his torn shoes. They made fun of his faded uniform. Some even refused to sit next to him. Every laugh felt like a small wound. But he stayed quiet, because deep inside he was watching, learning, thinking. But dreams were never allowed. Every book, every class, felt fragile, like it could be taken away at any moment. Yet, deep inside, a tiny spark kept him going. One evening, Arjun overheard his parents talking. His father said, "Maybe we should pull him out of school. He can work with me. We need the money." Those words hit him like a storm. School was the only place where he felt hope. The only place he could see a different future. That night, he couldn't sleep. He stared at the broken ceiling and asked himself, "Is this my life? Is this all I will ever be?" The next morning, he went to his father and said, "Give me one chance. Let me finish school. I promise I will change our life." His father looked at him for a long time. There was doubt in his eyes, but also love. He nodded. That was the first turning point. But life didn't suddenly become easy. Arjun started waking up at 4 a.m., delivering newspapers before school. After classes, he helped at a small tea stall to earn a little extra money. He studied at night under a weak streetlight because electricity at home was unreliable. Sometimes he felt tired. Sometimes angry. Sometimes like giving up. When his friends played, he worked. When others rested, he studied. There were nights he cried quietly. He asked himself, "Why is my life so hard?" But every time that thought came, another thought followed. "If I stop now, nothing will change." And so, he continued. Years passed. The final school exams arrived, the most important exams of his life. If he did well, he could get a scholarship for college. If he failed, he would have to leave his studies and work full-time. The pressure was heavy. On the first day of exams, his father fell very sick. There was no money for proper treatment. Arjun had to take him to the clinic, then rush to the exam hall. As he sat down, his hands trembled. Fear took over. What if I fail? What if all this effort was for nothing? He closed his eyes, thought of his mother washing dishes, his father under the hot sun, his sister skipping meals. This was not just an exam. This was a fight. He picked up his pen, and he wrote like his life depended on it. Because it did. Years passed. The final school exams arrived, the most important exams of his life. If he did well, he could get a scholarship for college. If he failed, he would have to leave his studies and work full-time. The pressure was heavy. On the first day of exams, his father fell very sick. There was no money for proper treatment. Arjun had to take him to the clinic, then rush to the exam hall. As he sat down, his hands trembled. Fear took over. What if I fail? What if all this effort was for nothing? He closed his eyes, thought of his mother washing dishes, his father under the hot sun, his sister skipping meals. This was not just an exam. This was a fight. He picked up his pen, and he wrote like his life depended on it. Because it did. But Arjun didn't smile immediately. He ran home, clutching the result paper tightly. His heart was racing with excitement and relief. He showed the result to his mother. She held the paper like it was gold, tears streaming down her face. Arjun knelt beside her, feeling the weight of their sacrifices. His father, the strong man who never cried, wiped his eyes silently. A quiet pride, a lifetime of struggle, all pouring out in that single moment. That day, Arjun earned a full scholarship to a top college in the city. It was the beginning of a new life. College was not easy. He still struggled. He still worked part-time jobs. He still faced moments of doubt. But he had proof that effort works. Proof that background does not decide your future. He studied hard, balancing work and classes. Every day was a test of patience and perseverance. Yet, each small achievement fueled his determination. Years later, Arjun started his own small business. Slowly, it grew. Slowly, it succeeded. Every late night, every small step, built the foundation for something bigger. One day, he bought his parents a real house. Strong walls, a solid roof, lights that never went out. He stood outside, remembering the boy who studied under a streetlight, remembering hunger, laughter, and pain. He smiled quietly, grateful for every struggle that brought him here. And he smiled, because he understood something powerful. He was not lucky. He was not special. He just refused to stay poor. Are you stuck in a situation right now? Do you feel life is unfair? Maybe your start was hard. Maybe your path is steep. But your future is not written yet. Being poor is not just about money, it's about mindset. The moment you truly decide you will not stay where you are, everything begins to shift. It will not be easy. People will doubt you. You will doubt yourself. But remember this story. A poor boy did not become successful in one day. He became successful the day he decided to never give up. Your life can change too. Not because of luck, not because someone saves you, but because you refuse to stay small. So today, make that decision. Refuse to stay poor. Refuse to stay stuck. Refuse to give up. One day, you will look back and thank yourself for not quitting.